Wellington. The final track event of this night was the men's 2,000 metres, where Phil Clode was hoping to have a crack at the New Zealand record of 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Also in the field were three very fast Americans who performed well in the middle distance events in Christchurch. Let's see how the race fared. We picked the runners-up 400 metres into the journey. As they come down to pass the start-finish line with 6.
This place last time, so he's made a big run to get up into that 4th place and be on the pace. So we're well under the New Zealand record of 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Pankhurst out in front here, working hard at the moment, checking his watch, making sure what sort of time he's on. But he's into the headwind now, and he really needs to push it if he can.
So all the favoured runners in this race doing the smart thing here and staying out of the top of the race, getting protection from the wind. And these two men, they're doing all the donkey work at the moment. 2:03, Simon Pankhurst, and behind them Hal. Then we start to see some of the big names in the race. Small figure there of Darryl Frerker, and you can see Phil Clode behind him, and Coogan the American as well. They're in 5th place.
Now Coogan in 5th place was 4th in the American cross-country championship, so he's very strong.
Tim Hacker, the American, there in 7th place down on the inside. And as they go past the start-finish line, they have 3 laps left in the men's 2,000 metres. Still Simon Pankhurst, who leads them down the back straight into the headwind, and moving up alongside of Rob Howell into 2nd place there is Frerker. Clode going with him, and Hacker and Coogan down on the inside as well. Number 141 there is Rob Howell from Waikato. David Finlay at the back at the 200-metre mark.
Now Pankhurst has done a good job here, but the rest of the bunch have let it slip a little bit. 2:35 through the first 1 kilometre, so double that and you've got 5:10, which is the New Zealand standard. And Phil Clode, who wants to do that 5:10 and claim a New Zealand record, is now getting keen and running on the shoulder of Pankhurst.
Down the home straight where they get the advantage of the tailwind, it's a little easier running from the front there. As Pankhurst steps off the track, he's done his job, and the American Darryl Frerker in 2nd place, Coogan 3rd, so the 2 Americans tracking Phil Clode. Down the back straight with just under 2 laps remaining in this 2,000 metres.
Now in 5th place, that's someone we haven't talked about. That's Jason Cameron from Otago, from Canterbury, who runs very, very well indeed. Tim Hacker just in front of him. See, look how hard Coogan is working to try and make up onto the into the headwind down the back straight.
And at the back of that leading bunch is Jason Cameron from Canterbury. And he's moving, in fact, ahead of, by the look of it, Coogan into 4th place.
So this wind is really tough out here, and Phil Clode doing a good job chasing a record if he can, but he's making it for everybody else.
Shaping up as a very good finish here is the long legs of Phil Clode. He puts 10 metres on Frerker. And the bell sounds in the 2,000 metres. They've completed 4 laps in this most unusual distance. Less than 400 metres to go now, and Phil Clode, has he stolen this race?
Well, Phil Clode, he's going to have to work hard at the back straight because Frerker's quick and he's moving well at the moment. Clode, by the way, ran 5:4 for this distance in Paris last year, and that ranked him 13th in the world last year.
Cameron still in 3rd place, Hacker 4th, Coogan in 5th place. At the 200 metres, the gap is starting to close on a tiring Phil Clode as Darryl Frerker, but Clode hanging on to that gap.
Now Clode needs to gather himself when he feels the wind on his shoulder. He needs to pick it up. He's close to the record.
5:10 the New Zealand record. A little check there from Clode, and the crowd giving plenty of support for Phil Clode. He will bury the American. Frerker knows he won't catch him tonight. And a record, New Zealand record for Phil Clode, 5:07.74, the fastest 2,000 metres ever run by a New Zealander. And Darryl Frerker coming home in 2nd place. He looks strong from start to finish, and a very good race, well run by Phil Clode.
Tremendous aggressive running by Phil Clode. Took up the pace with just over a kilometre to go, and he really did a marvellous job to take on these Americans. Pushed it and got his New Zealand record. This is wonderful running by Clode. Excellent indeed. Frerker is going to be 2nd, and 3rd will be Tim Hacker.
Great time, Phil Clode. They shunted you to the back, but you came through. It was a good race.
I didn't realise how fast that first lap was at 59. I thought I was at the back of the field, feeling pretty boxed in there. I got shoved off the line, I should have got up higher, but
Tell us about Wellington's tough win.
very tough tonight.
What do you have to do in the 5,000 at Auckland?
I'd like to go after that New Zealand record. It's 13:25, Dick Quacks holds it. And I definitely think it's on because a couple of these Americans want to run fast, so we'll push it along.
Good on you, Phil. Thanks very much.
Okay, thanks.
So a very strong Kiwi performance that brings down the curtain on the second smoke-free track series. A win in a New Zealand record over 2,000 metres for a very informed Phil Clode of Auckland. Darryl Frerker of the USA, a winner in Christchurch, second tonight, and Hacker completes the first three. And one very important point which we didn't mention in that 2,000 metres, Phil Clode is coached by John Davies. Well, John, I'd have to say for me, the highlight of the meeting this evening was that marvellous throw of Gavin Lovegrove. Give us a highlight from the track.
Mark Caddell's super sprint, Brendan. He's got to be the fastest sprinter of his age in the world, running under 21 seconds tonight in pretty tough conditions. A headwind at the start, tailwind in the finish, and that's really brilliant by a guy who's just left school.
And your boy didn't do too badly either.
Well, I'm being modest perhaps a little bit, but I was delighted with Phil's run. He ran close, under 59 seconds for the last 400 metres, so he's in good shape for Saturday in Auckland.
So another string of very good, solid performances by the New Zealanders and, of course, the athletes from overseas, particularly the Americans. Hope you enjoyed our telecast. We'll be back live with One World of Sport at 8:45 on Saturday evening for the third and final round from the International Smoke-Free Track Series for 1993. From Newtown Park Stadium in Wellington, good night.